What's going on, folks? Today I got a little bit different kind of video for you. I picked up some bonsai gadgets from Amazon and I gave them a test to see what I thought about them just for fun. And today I'm going to share my results with you. So follow along and check it out. So we're going to take a look at the actual gadgets, see how they did, see what the results were. I picked them up this summer and I had a few months to test them, so let's take a look. So I picked up a gadget on Amazon. I think it was in my recommended items, so I was maybe a victim of the algorithm here, but I decided to, just for fun, see what happens. So these are aptly named branch benders. So it's got a couple of different levels of adjustment that you can make, so to accommodate different sizes of branches. I don't think that you would probably need one that large, because I don't think you're going to be necessarily using these on very big trees. I think, if these things were of any value at all, they're probably more valuable on young trees that are in training before they become, any type of mature bonsai tree. So, but, I think they could have some value there, and we'll look and check out some of the results I got. So I got these in July. I'll probably put them on these the trees we're going to look at here mid to late July, and so some of them still have them on, and a couple of them are already off. So let's check it out. This is the device. You can see that you would advance this screw as a stopper wherever you wanted it to end up at. There is some adjustment here as well. So you can kind of tighten or make the curve a little bit larger. You could probably replace this piece pretty easily if you had a tap and make something a little bit longer if you wanted to create like a larger arc. So the pack I got has two of these. You can either get a big one and a small one, or two big ones and a small one. And this head, it moves independently, and that's so it doesn't twist when you're tightening it down onto the tree. Now, one of the problems I ran in with, I think, the smaller ones is this wasn't turning very easily. So next time, before I apply these, I would put a light machine oil on them, and maybe something that builds up a resistance to corrosion, something like Bow Shield, or one of those, maybe a heavier grease, whatever you normally use. So so I would have done that first. I haven't done that on these, and I did mar up some of the bark because this was sticking, and I was twisting it, and it was just kind of chewing up the bark as I twisted it. So I would definitely put a protectant and lubricant on these before I use them. So here are these two. It looks like this middle part is probably made out of brass, and this is some kind of galvanized steel, I would imagine, and just some wing nuts and a nut there. So those are the big ones. So let's take a look at the results from the big one. Okay, so this had the branch bender on it. So let me bring you in for a closer look here. So here we are looking at the biscuits, and here is where, so this part of the device was here on the tree. You can see here kind of the mark that it left. This is the main kind of spot where it was pushing, and then it chewed up here and here when it was spinning, and that the part that contacts the tree wasn't spinning with it. Now, if we look at where the hooks were, one of the hooks was down here, so it's barely noticeable here. So up here a little bit higher, you can kind of see where that hook was around the tree. I actually used one of the larger hooks on this tree as well. But here you can see where some of the bark got chewed off of this as well. That's not too hard to do on these elephant bushes, so I would have to definitely be a little bit more careful next time with that. This is where an old branch actually came off. Okay, so don't mind this. That was from a little piece of an old branch that I took off yesterday, and it kind of exposed that green. This area here is where the hook was, and you can see also see that this area here there was another hook. So it's barely noticeable, really, and that was on there for a good few months, and it did create a pretty decent bend in there. That was definitely very straight when it started. So, alright, so we got these two little guys as well. These are looking pretty scraggly. All my elephant bushes are. They lost their summer leaves, so they dropped most of their summer leaves, and now they're have some new leaves that have come on. Let's take these off and see how they look. Oopsie, now this is where these have a little bit different, because this is the small clamp on these. So you got to make sure that this end piece that's touching the tree doesn't spin, or else it'll chew up the bark and leave a big ugly spot on there. So it looks like we're off. That off. And let's take this one off, and then we'll check them both out at the same time. So neither of these are too seized up. Looks like both of these ones are made out of all brass. And the arms are not adjustable on these smaller ones. So yeah, they're spinning freely. It's made out of brass, so there's no corrosion on there. Looks like the rubber's held up pretty good. They've been on there since July. Okay. So as you can see, one of the hooks was there, and one of the hooks was down here all the way at the bottom. So that is barely noticeable, and there's not even any noticeable mark down here. Now on this side you can see that the bark did get chewed up, and that would happen definitely if the head on that piece that was pushing against the trunk wasn't spinning. So if we take a look at this tree, you can see one of the hooks was here and the other one was up here. So I find them barely noticeable. And on the inside, looks like it was right here, so barely any mark here as well. I did notice that this one spun easier as well, and I imagine that was just causing it to rub less when I removed or applied the device. Well folks, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Hope you got a good idea of what I thought about this device. I probably won't be using them that much, but it could be interesting to create like an abstract kind of unusual sort of look on a tree. So I think they might come in useful. I'm definitely going to keep them on hand. I'm going to get these oiled up and put them away until the next time I need them. They don't have a use really on a mature tree because they are going to leave some marks on the bark, but on a young tree in training I think that it could be interesting for creating some interesting lines. So that's what I thought. Thanks for watching today. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Hit that like if you haven't. And I will see you next time.